Good morning. Nina Totenburg, we honor you today for your work as an award-winning legal correspondent and journalist, most notably for the National Public Radio's critically acclaimed news magazines, All Things Considered, Morning Edition, and Weekend Edition. A public intellectual of the highest caliber, your life and career exemplify the characteristics of critical engagement, intellectual flexibility, and usefulness that we value so highly here at Dickinson. After attending Boston University, where you majored in journalism, you began your career at the Boston Record American and Peabody Times before moving to Washington, D.C., where you reported for the Roll Call, the National Observer, and New Times. You began your work in broadcast journalism when you were hired at National Public Radio in 1975, just 4 years after that important network had originated. For over 37 years, you have covered the courts, bringing your keen observational skills and astute analysis to your in-depth reports. As an investigative reporter, your work has been key to bringing to the attention of the American people the complex deliberations within the Supreme Court. In 1977, you broke the story of the Supreme Court's deliberations regarding the three men, Haldeman, Mitchell, and Ehrlichman, who were appealing their convictions in the Watergate scandal. In 1986, you broke the story that Chief Justice of the Supreme Court nominee William Rehnquist had previously argued that the Equal Rights Amendment would lead to the, quote, dissolution of the family and virtually abolish all legal distinctions between men and women, end quote. In 1988, you won the Alfred DuPont Columbia University Silver Baton Award for outstanding broadcast journalism for your breaking story on Douglas Ginsburg's nomination to the Supreme Court. In 1991, you broke the story of University of Oklahoma Professor Anita Hill's allegations of sexual harassment by Judge Clarence Thomas, which eventually led the Senate Judiciary Committee to reopen the confirmation hearings. For your investigative reporting, exclusive interview with Hill, and extensive coverage of this case, you won the very prestigious George Foster Peabody Award. In 2000, you reported extensively on the court's case Bush versus Gore, bringing clarity to a nation very confused by the state of our presidential election. Over the years, your work has earned you numerous distinctions. You have won the George Polk Award for Excellence in Journalism, the American Library Association James Madison Award, given to those they deem champions of the public's right to know, the Sigma Delta Chi Award from the Society of Professional Journalists, the American Bar Association's Awards for Excellence in Legal Reporting, and the National Press Foundation's Award as Broadcaster of the Year. Your work as a legal correspondent has also led to your participation as a panelist on the TV program Inside Washington, and previously as a commentator on the McNeil-Blair NewsHour and ABC's Nightline. You also contribute regularly to print media, including the Harvard Law Review and the New York Times Magazine. These important and well-deserved awards and bylines identify you as one of the most well-known and well-respected professionals in journalism today. They mark what many Americans already know, that yours is the voice we have come to trust to explain to us the machinations and significance of one of the most powerful bodies in the United States, the Supreme Court. You are a masterful storyteller whose daily reports from the inner sanctum of the court allow us to listen on the edge of our seats as we hear, first Justice Alito said, then Justice Kennedy asked, to which Justice Ginsburg retorted. Few reporters have this gift of making complicated and often rarefied subject material into material that we can all understand and debate. You have the ability to identify the key components of any legal argument and to intelligently link those legal issues to some of the most pressing social, political, and cultural issues of the day. Not only are you a gifted reporter then, you are also a gifted teacher. Indeed, what is so impressive about your work is its dailiness. Under deadline pressure and with clarity and engagement, your stories come to us week after week. Just in the last month, we have listened to reports on the constitutionality of the health care law, on the Supreme Court's affirmation of laws allowing strip searches for minor offenses, on debates about the immigration laws in Arizona, on baseball star Robert Clemens' claims about his use of steroids and human growth hormone, on the challenge property owners have made to the Environmental Protection Agency, on the legal standing of life without parole for juveniles, on in vitro fertilization and the question of whether a child conceived after a parent's death is eligible for Social Security survivor benefits. Moreover, you have shared with us all this work in your distinctively calm voice, which is able to tell us what is often the most difficult and upsetting news in a tone that promises that, in the end, reasonableness will win the day. It must be for this reason that many of us are proud to carry our things around in your signature NPR Nina tote bag. Mr. President, for her commitment to journalism and interdisciplinary education of the highest caliber, it is my honor to present to you Nina Totenburg for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
On the recommendation of the faculty to the Board of Trustees, and by its mandamus, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and distinction thereunto appertaining, in token of which I present you with this diploma and cause you to be invested with the hood of Dickinson College, appropriate to your degree. Congratulations.